Hello, little adventurers. Welcome back to Heyzee Kids Universe, the place where magical stories teach big life lessons. Today's story is about a boy who learned how to turn problems into strength. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the adventure. Once upon a time, in the quiet town of Maplewood Hills, there lived a young boy named Oliver. Oliver was smart, creative, and full of talent. But there was one problem. He worried about everything. If the weather was too hot, Oliver would complain, "Why does it have to be so sunny today?" If his teacher assigned homework, he would sigh, "There's no way I can finish this." And whenever his mother asked him to help around the house, he would grumble, "Why is everything always difficult for me?" Little by little, Oliver's habit of complaining grew worse. His friends stopped spending time with him because he always focused on the negative side of things. One evening, after hearing Oliver complain again and again, his father smiled gently and said, "Come with me, Oliver. I want to show you something important." They walked through the peaceful streets of Maplewood Hills until they reached a small, quiet pond hidden behind the trees. The water was calm and still. Oliver's father handed him a handful of salt. "Pour this into the pond," he said. Oliver tossed the salt into the water. "Now taste the water." Oliver leaned down, took a sip, and quickly spat it out. "Yuck! It tastes awful!" His father nodded quietly. Then he gave Oliver another handful of salt and led him farther down the path until they reached the great crystal river flowing through the valley. "Now pour the salt into the river." Oliver obeyed. "Take another drink," his father said. Oliver scooped up some river water into his hands and drank it. His eyes widened in surprise. "It tastes fresh," he said. "I can't taste the salt at all." His father smiled warmly. "Oliver, life's troubles are like salt. Everyone faces problems. The amount of salt never changes. But the way it affects you depends on how big your heart and mind become." He pointed toward the pond. "If your heart stays small like the pond, every little problem will make life feel bitter." Then he pointed toward the flowing river. "But if you grow stronger, calmer, and wiser like the river, problems won't control your happiness." Oliver stood silently, watching the river flow endlessly through the valley. For the first time in his life, he understood something important. Maybe life wasn't the problem. Maybe he needed to change the way he faced it. That night, as he lay in bed staring at the stars outside his window, Oliver whispered softly, "I don't want to live like the pond anymore. I want to become like the river." The next morning, Oliver decided to change. When his teacher gave extra homework, instead of complaining, he said, "This is a chance to learn something new." When his mother asked him to help carry groceries, he smiled and replied, "This will make me stronger." Even during difficult moments, Oliver reminded himself, "I can handle this." At first, it wasn't easy. Sometimes he still wanted to complain. But every time he remembered the pond and the river, he pushed himself to stay positive. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and slowly, Oliver changed. He became calmer, kinder, braver. His friends noticed the difference. His teachers praised his attitude. His parents felt proud of the young boy he was becoming. And most importantly, Oliver finally felt happy inside. Problems still appeared in his life. There were difficult days, mistakes, disappointments, and challenges. But now, instead of drowning in them, Oliver faced them with courage, just like the great crystal river that kept flowing no matter what stood in its path. One peaceful evening, Oliver sat beside the river as the golden sunset reflected across the water. He smiled softly and whispered, "The secret isn't removing life's problems. The secret is becoming stronger than them." And from that day forward, whenever life became difficult, Oliver remembered one simple lesson. Problems do not always become smaller, but we can grow stronger, wiser, and bigger than our fears. So, whenever you feel sad, worried, or stuck, ask yourself, are you being the pond, or are you becoming the river? Thanks for joining us on Heyzee Kids Universe. We hope you enjoyed today's magical story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this adventure with your friends. Until next time, keep learning, keep smiling, and keep growing stronger every day.